We live on that. And let me get the IG. Peace, everybody. Peace, 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 family. We are in the building. Let me see. How was everybody's evening? Hopefully, your evening is going well. Brother Simony said he was cooking on a live earlier, so hopefully, y'all coming in with more questions and more excitement. So, peace, family. You in the building? And we gonna get this thing popping when Mars attacks. Peace, family. You in the building? All right. Hopefully, everybody's getting ready for the summit. This shit's gonna be live. Uh,
A lot of good,
Let me see if I can do that. It's gonna be freaking dope. All right, I think we live here. All right, y'all. We always got quick announcements, just so that make sure everybody. Peace, IG. There's gonna be some slides, so be sure to tune in to the YouTube and whatnot. Man, I don't know why StreamYard be changing stuff at the last minute. All right, so quick announcements. We got the August 6th, 2015, the cacao ceremony in Houston. Definitely pull up if you're in the Houston area. Definitely you can get your tickets. I'm going to put that in the chat right now so you know where to go right here. Eventbrite.com, blah, 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 all that. So definitely if you're in the Houston area, it's going to be a great, great event in Houston. Good ceremony. Then we got the Aboriginal Summit in Atlanta, Georgia, August the 15th to the 17th, 2025. There is going to be child care offering for the 16th. So that's going to be great for parents that need some type of relief. Peace, sis. You in the building. You over there cooking with the agriculture stuff. I see you. Um, and it'll be great for those just needing to have a place where all the children are going to be at and they can play, and they can be managed by an adult, a responsible adult. Then we have the Hawab Regional Swing in Houston to kick it off, September the 13th, 2025. And then obviously we're going to have the Arna Ball December 28th through the 31st between those times. And I'm sure there's more, but I just don't see it at the time. So if you want to see more of the events and get more information, these are the websites to go to. I need to change one. It should be Aboriginal Village Project. But yes. Yep. You're in there cooking. So I'm going to turn it over for the instructor today, and he's going to do his thing. So
all
got
right.
it. You got it, guys.
Peace, family. I'm gonna share my screen real quick. Pull up the slides for the day. Awesome. Is it sharing? Is it showing?
Yeah,
Cool.
definitely.
Cool. All right. So today, as y'all saw, when Mars attacked, what we're gonna focus on today is Mars energy. Um, so just to kind of give a little more insight, it was something I actually touched on my Instagram. I had went brief one of the days that I went live, and magically we're on another clubs day. So I'll touch on all that. I know everyone's probably like, for those that aren't familiar, like what does that even mean? So for those that don't know, we are in a Mars year. So all this should help with that. And if not, as always, questions at the end, let us know. Definitely leave it in the chat. And, between Brother Kojo and I, we'll be able to guide you. So,
Yes.
just a few things that's on the agenda so that everybody sees. So, we're going to introduce Mars Energy, let you all know about it. We'll give the nature of it, or, your positive and negative, or function, dysfunction, however you want to classify it, and then how to harness that energy and utilize it for personal use, And most of the time, most people are wanting to know how to use it professionally or career wise. So we'll give all that today. Again, any questions, always drop them in the chat. I know right now, the way my screen is, I'm unable to see it. So I think I'll do this real quick. That way I can keep up with the questions. Cool.
I'll be
So,
I'll be able to show you.
okay, cool. All right. So we'll just get going. Mars energy. All right. So just for this is what we'll show for you all, understanding the significance of Mars. And as you can see, Mars, as we always say, is about getting work done, or as I have here on the slide, it's the planet of action. So getting things done, making sure that whatever it is you have on the horizons, it's not about talking anymore. It is all about actions. Last year was for planning. Last year was for, oh man, I want to do this and do that. When this year started, the top of the year, it was all about getting things going. And the beautiful thing about it is when we say Mars here, the number 9 represents Mars. So if you take 2, add 2, and then add 5, you get 9. 9 is represented by the ancestor Balone, and Balone is all about action, or is represented by the planet Mars. So when you think Mars, or even when you just think of the color red in general, like it makes you want to go. It makes things happen. The reason McDonald's chose the color red was for the simple fact that it knew it would entice you to come to them and come shopping. Most of the time, when you see the color red, and I know, like, ironically, the stop sign is red to tell you to stop, but it's really to make it pop in your mind, and you're instantly going to stop when you see the sign. But red is all about action. It's going to drive your attention. It's going to make you go. So that's where you see the aggression and the determination, the empowerment through understanding. Once you understand your Mars nature, because everyone has a specific card that represents what gets their Mars energy going, you'll know that. One thing I can just share about me personally, as a 7 of spades, my Mars card is a Jack of Diamonds. So literally anything entrepreneurial, I'm all about. I think I encourage anyone I come across to basically start their own business. If I hear an issue, if I hear a solution, my first thought is, you sound like an expert in that. You ever thought about starting your own business? And I understand everyone's going to be like, oh, but I'm not boss material. Sure, that may be true, but as we mentioned in our last class, that's what partnership is about. Even in partnership, you can get things done that way together, and you can be in your Mars field directly that gets you going to help others want to go. So, just understanding the significance of Mars. Mars is really functioning all about action, passion, aggression, determination. It's a great day to actually go work out. So anytime you're on a Mars day or you got Mars energy, I mean, go work out. I know tomorrow I'm on my Mars day, and when I don't, I'm not gonna say I don't know why, but literally every Friday, as since this or my birthday, I've had this extra oomph to go work out, and I enjoy it. I you guys, my sister, I'm sure she's on here, used to hate working out. She's a trainer, so she used to always, you need to do this, do that. And as the years have went on, especially working with her, I've become accustomed to it. And then as I got into cosmology and just learned the science and the energy and the history and all that behind it, I've learned the importance of working out on a Mars day, on a Mars year, during a Mars period. So um, definitely check into it. But understanding that significance behind it, you kind of get a different feel and understanding and excitement for it.
Yeah.
All right. So just again, kind of some characteristics to associate with Mars. I know we mentioned a few earlier. So we have bravery, we have assertiveness, and competitiveness. Most of the time, and if you're just into Greek history, you hear about Mars, or when you think about Mars, you think war. but Mars is again action. And when you think action and just think of some words under that umbrella of action, these are a few that stand out. Um, Again, if you're on a Mars day, get work done. You are in a Mars year currently. Get work done. Don't even talk about it. If it's a thought that comes up after you done properly planned it out, go get it done. This is literally the perfect time. And the best examples I can give is if you see everything that's been done and we're halfway through the year, a little more than half, you see a lot has been done. A lot of action, a lot of things have happened from a financial standpoint of view, economic point of view, technology point of view, health point of view. Like if you think of it, it's probably happened some kind of way and it's happened at a high impact level. Like it's not stopping. Everything is go, go, go. So Mars year, action.
Yeah, and the thing that I think a lot of people don't realize is that Mars energy is like, to reiterate, is raw power. That's raw energy. Like, how you hear the slang, the force of nature. That's literally Mars energy. It's like the force of nature, and it's like it's very potent, it's very powerful, and it should bring out a sense of determination, in you to keep at what you're trying to do, even if you haven't seen it, manifest to the form that you would like it to be. You know.
And I think that's the beautiful thing because literally what you just said drives into my next slide. So driving passion and action. So if you're ever feeling like, man, I'm in a rut and I really want to get things going, again, it's always going to be a shameless plug, but get with a cosmologist. Just something as simple as having your birth chart, just a chart alone, and knowing what that Mars card is. We can help you actually tap into what you may need to get that Mars energy active. One thing is in cosmology that will always tell you, you have a though you have your main card, there's support cards. So if you just feel like something isn't activated right now in this moment, that support card is actually a card you can lean into and lean on and actually help get things going and flowing. And once that card is activated and actually functioning right, it can help get your main card flowing and going. And boom, you can get motivated to pursue whatever goals you may have. You can overcome whatever challenge that you may have. Mars is really that card that any challenges that you may come across, how it is that you'll attack it and actually do it. So like again, as brother Kojo mentioned, if you drop your birth card in the chat, I can actually look up your Mars card for you after I give you your birth card, of course, and you can take that Mars card and run with it. So I'll give you a brief insight into how to possibly get it activated and get it going, but that all determines and depends on whatever your Mars card is. So.
Yep.
All right. So, just gave you a brief insight. Now I want to let you guys know about the functioning, dysfunctioning, or the dual nature of it. So, passion and aggression. So, the positive, of course, as we've mentioned before, you have your motivation, you have your action, you have your drive. This is something that you can look at. Man, I really want to be a good leader. Like, what's one thing that I can do? You can look at your leadership qualities by looking at your Mars card, whatever is going to get you to inspire others or what may inspire you. That's another card that you can actually look at. So, Mars is also a card of motivation. Now, the negative aspects, of course, I always like to say dysfunctioning wise, this is where you have your aggression, your impulsiveness, your conflict, if you will. Now, one thing that Brother Kojo always touches on, especially in the Shabazz formula, as we're calling it and coining it. I know you didn't call it that, Brother Kojo, but I know that's what we're shouting it out as. Um, Mars. is the first card that we always recommend when it comes to relationships. That if you have, it is the strongest one that connects, because if you overcome anger, the conflict, the impulsiveness, the aggression, if you're able to overcome that aspect, you got something beautiful. Like nothing, and I do mean nothing, can stop you two in that relationship. I am on a Venus day, so I'm always going to talk about relationships. I know a few people who have pretty good Mars connection, and when things are going right, they're beautiful. They're awesome. It's almost like, for the nerds out there that watch Hanna Barbera's cartoons, the Wonder Twins. So when it was like Wonder Twin powers activate, that was what that was. They were twins, as you know. They're usually individuals that can communicate without talking, and they can get stuff done together in a great way. So that's what it is whenever a Mars connection is done. But man, if things aren't right, you're gonna hear the arguments. You might even hear about fighting. It literally is that war card. So at the end of the day, you want to tackle your Mars energy early if you're in a relationship, of course. And this is something to overcome. So I didn't know if you had anything to kind of touch on with that, brother Kojo, but literally when I like put everything together here, I was just kind of like, the perfect example would be, as you always mention, with relationships.
Yeah, because if you think about it, just like how you expressed it, if the two people, and whether it be relationships with people, business, if the two have something that is like mutual Mars, you're going to get a lot of things done, and as long as the health is right, the two people are aware of their energies that they carry, they're going to get a lot of things done in a short period amount of time where people are going to be like, damn, how'd y'all do that? So, and each, you're going to go into it. So I'm not even going, I'm just reiterating what you're saying. But when we get to the elements, they all have their different forms of expression.
Hmm.
So, but you got it though, got
So, balancing Mars energy for your personal growth. A few things to kind of look into. Find a way to channel that Mars energy. Again, mine is in entrepreneurship. So, a lot of times, usually consoling or counseling someone when it comes to what they should do to get their stuff together to create that individual entrepreneur business. So, a lot of people, what I've noticed over the years in general, they've come to me for advice on how to get things going. And it could be something as simple as, man, I really need a logo. Oh, I just so happen to know a few graphic designers. Man, I really need a website. Not only do I know a web designer or two, I can also recommend a good website building company that will literally build everything from the ground up for you. But find a way to channel whatever your Mars energy is. Now, me personally, I know I have a marketing consulting business that I would utilize every now and then to basically help people get their business together. So channeling that passion, finding what it is that you're passionate about, and do it. It could be something as simple as, man, I really want to be a cook. I really want to be a chef. All right, well, what's stopping you? What's holding you up? Let's talk about it. So, another thing, avoiding the aggression if you can help it. Sure, Mars energy, you have those moments where you'll need aggression. That's where your fight or flight response comes in. So you'll have that occasionally to where it seems good, but it has to be in a healthy environment. If you're a boxer, obviously that aggression is needed. Those that play football or basketball, some kind of contact sport, that's where the aggression is needed. But to be in and I only use this excuse because I work in the energy sector, but to be in a meeting room and to just have all this anger and aggression, like that's not how you do healthy business. So just finding the right timing for that. And then as far as that personal development and growth, that's where usually if you do just so happen to come get a reading from us, especially a weekly one, you can look at your days, have them planned out and charted out, and then as we mentioned before, you have that personal Mars card as you have your week, and you can look at, okay, this is what I need to activate each day to get my stuff in order to get things done. So actually looking at knowing what your Mars card is and get the work done. Me, I have to look at everything from as if it was my business in order to get stuff done. So just finding a way to balance that Mars energy. All right. And again, I try to pour all my slides into one another. So we talked about balancing, and once you balance it, you learn how to harness and gather that Mars energy to get into your personal and professional success. So again, Mars is all about action, getting things done. So how do we do that? So have clarity of your goals. Once you set those goals, again, that Mars energy is going to get things active. Again, reach out to a cosmologist. You have me, you have Brother Yogi, you have Brother Kojo, you have Brother Bach, you have a few others. I'm sure once you go to their website, they have it to where everyone's probably going to say birth card reading, birth chart reading. Get that done. It's usually going to be your more go to affordable reading because it's quick, easy, and it's giving you the basics. All you need is your basics. If you have your basics, you could really just, man, I'm having one of those weeks. I really need to know what I need to do to get out of rut. Boom, we're going to give you some clarity how to get that done. We're going to show you the motivation it is that you need, that hope, drive, that aspiration to get things going for you. And once you get those things going, then you can get back on track. So, the Mars energy, we touched on it this whole PowerPoint, if you will. But once I give you your Mars card, you also know what it is that it takes to overcome those obstacles, that challenge that you may be stuck in the rut of. Just because we have those four elements, and again, name of my business is Master the Elements, will help you utilize that element and how to get out of that rut. Again, me being a jack of diamonds, one thing that outside of just me and my spade energy, I have to make sure I'm eating right. I have a crystal or, some kind of earth, metal, some kind of thing to keep me grounded at all times. So that's where that diamond energy is for me. I have to be grounded in whatever it is that I do. I have to make sure I'm eating right just to make sure that that entrepreneur or that quick on my feet thoughts is done right. Sometimes that I have a bad, which I haven't had in a while, but anytime I'm have like lazy, not wanting to get things done, I have to check what I'm eating. I have to go back and be like, damn, did I eat enough of this today? Did I eat enough of this in general this week? Like let me check myself and make sure that things are going right because I don't feel motivated to do anything. Like I the best example I can give is Thanksgiving back in the day. I ate all that food and usually I didn't feel like doing nothing. The itis definitely kicked in because I didn't want to do anything. And when I say anything, I literally meant that whole week of just eating terrible back then. Whereas now I eat pretty damn good, I'd say, in my opinion. And I'm always wanting to do something, like some kind of work, looking around like, man, what can I do to like get some work done? So you notice the difference, at least for me personally with my Mars card, I've noticed the difference. And again, when I give you your Mars card, check and make sure and see if that resonates with you. Because you could be a heart and it could be something as simple as, man, let me drink more water throughout the day and maybe I'll feel motivated to get this done. You could be have a club as your Mars and it's like, let me write my ideas and my thoughts down so that I can refer back to my thoughts and what it is that I'm speaking, and boom, I'm getting stuff done from there. Spades, we just have to work. We got to get it out going. And I kind of gave this example on my live earlier because the spade is that elder energy. We kind of encompass all three. So when it comes to earth, when you think about fire, you throw wood in the fire. What does it do? Sometimes it feeds it and it makes it continue to burn. Or you can have something as simple as pumping a little more air into it to help the fire getting going. So that quick pep talk with yourself, or maybe it is you do need a little more gasoline, which has a sense of liquid in it for it to keep the fire burning and going. So checking your emotions. And as spades, sometimes we have to do all three just to get the fire to keep going. So those are the things that I would recommend, especially for those four elements to overcome whatever obstacle or whatever challenge that one may have. Check in with your element. See what element is going on for you and what can you do as an individual to get that fix going.
Yeah, and I think, and you can tell me if this makes sense or not, but like the Mars card, from the birth card is like an amplifier of what their nature is. So like an example would be like somebody who's a Queen of Hearts. So that's somebody who's drivenly how they express themselves via emotion, passion, sensitivity, things of that nature. And then when you couple it with a spade, King of Spades, right? So then you got somebody who's like it's even more amplified of emotions, and it's very, there's passion though behind it.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. So they really do genuinely care, about whoever they're dealing with and just whatever is in their pool or just whatever they're working on. You know what I mean? So
And I can definitely agree because I know a Queen of Hearts that pretty passionate about and when I say he pours into everybody, he pours into everybody with all his passion. So if y'all don't know who this person is right now, maybe you'll learn by the end of this call. But he pours into everybody, and that King of Spades energy is definitely there. All right, so sustaining long-term success through the Mars energy, which Brother Kojo actually just gave you all a perfect example, but balancing that energy and utilizing it properly. He literally gave y'all the best example just now as a passionate individual to basically he uses all the knowledge that he has, encompasses it along with the big heart that he has and literally shares it with whomever he's pouring into it at the time. I mean, I've seen it time and time again. Like it could just be a side conversation. By the time that person walks away from that conversation, you see a light literally shining on that person. So, um, literally just balancing and utilizing whatever that Mars energy is to get things going. Energy management strategy, again, come to a cosmologist, learn what your Mars energy is, and we can help you achieve that. And literally how to sustain it or utilize that energy for success. If you can get your Mars energy or Mars card down, I promise you, you could get things done a lot better, easier, and quicker. Like success should literally fall in your lap once you get that Mars energy, Mars nature down. Because one thing that I'm learning with the cards as time goes on, but the pattern or the key that I can give away, each card rolls and bumps into each other. It just does. I don't know if you agree or not, Kojo, but that's how I see it. Like with your Mercury being thinking, um, communication, things like that. So in the beginning, like how they like to say in the Bible, God spoke. So you thinking something, seeing it in your mind, and then you say it, it becomes a reality. And when that reality happens, then you have relationships, which is Venus, and that's when you start nurturing that energy and you really want to get things going, and then you move it on into action, and that's where Mars comes in. Mars is literally about getting things done. How am I going to put this thought idea, conversation that I've had with people that's been nurtured into action, and that's when Mars comes. Then you fall into the Jupiter, which Jupiter deals with business. And one may ask, okay, what does Jupiter do, and how do I handle business? Then boom, let's get some order and structure so that we can discuss it. So I mean, just from what I've been learning with the cards and seeing with the cards, everything falls into order, and as it falls in order, it's telling a story, or as it unwinds, however you want to look at it, it's telling the story. But it all starts from the beginning, and it just keeps winding out. So when you look at the sun, and then you look at the planets, and you see alignment, and you see how everything's going, it's kind of like, man, like it tells a story. And I'm telling y'all, every Ramadan, Kojo does it every year. The Book of You. Come get a reading from us, like, or go watch the Book of You series. Like, it's a story about you and how to succeed. So definitely come check it out and look at it, y'all. It's all here.
No, you spot on. And I know people are like, wait, nah, it is true. What you just described is what people, I think, if we can just like, if we're going to the cards, I know people need a point of reference, but like all those Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, they all revolve around the sun, which is your birth card, right? You know, if you understand that those are your characteristics, your psychology, they're going to always revolve and bump into each other. Maybe somebody, one of those planets is tilted out of orbit. They just start effing up the other orbits of the planet, and then you get a whole chaos of your own universe, right? But you can always adjust. There's always a planetary spin that it can get right back on track, but that
and
requires you to be aware.
and this is how you get aware. This is how you get back on track. Get in touch with one of us. I mean, these are the websites to go to that I'm aware of, that I know of. As I meet more cosmologists and they have a website, I mean, I'll reference them to you, because you may not like how I deliver stuff as a spade. So you want to go to a diamond. I mean, you have two of them right here, Brother Yogi, Brother Bot. They can help you. Then if you don't like neither one of them, or you don't like a spade, you have a heart in, Brother Kojo. So at the end of the day, you have options, and I'm showing you those options. I mean, I can always be stingy and just be like, no, come to me only. But I'm all about community. I'm all about family. I'm really about helping the individual. So if you tell me that you need help and you're not understanding it as a cosmologist, I'm going to reference you to another one of my brothers. I know a few sisters that are taking classes, so we'll have sisters on the list pretty soon. But come to a cosmologist in general. We truly and genuinely want to help you. This is why we have this every Thursday. This is why I go live anytime I have a club day. At this point, I'm not gonna do the whole 7 of clubs, 10 of clubs anymore. Anytime I'm gonna go live, and I'm gonna give you a card to help you out, or something to look into. So
Yeah.
get in touch with a cosmologist. Like, we are genuinely, truly here to help you. Again, it is a Mars year. Get shit done. Like, get it done. So,
100%. Okay, I'm seeing some comments. People throwing their cards out.
okay,
I
let
see.
me stop sharing, and we can definitely look all that up.
So we got the first one, 1219.
December 19th. So I'm seeing, oh, that's Queen of Hearts.
Exactly.
And then I'm gonna get you your Mars card, which you've already heard it. That's that King of Spades. So the thing about the spade energy in general, and I'll read a King of Spade energy just so that you have it, or just so that you know it. I'll give you the definition, but I'm gonna give you the advice as to what to do. So the ultimate master, king of any field endeavor, the final authority, infinite power, unbreakable will, expert. When things aren't going right, it may be abuse of power, fixed will, arrogance, stubbornness. This person can be labeled as a tyrant, and they can be very difficult working with groups. Again, as I kind of touched on earlier, spade energy is a combination with you being the expert or having that unbreakable will. You have to be one that meditates. You have to be one that eats right. You have to be one that knows those go-to breathing techniques. And I mean, I let the Queen of Hearts himself let you know what he does to get action going. But I've seen it live in full in effect. Like that rites of passage workout you had us doing at the powwow. I loved it, but just seeing it in person and the action behind it, I was like, oh, Kojo doesn't play. Like he is very passionate and serious about it at the same time. Like, and he did it all with a smile. So it's just like I can let him, give you a little more info just because he's the Queen of Hearts himself. There's an answer for those that didn't know earlier. But I mean, what do you say about that Mars energy, and what do you do to make sure it stays activated?
Man, I do a lot of like, uh, and I know this may sound weird to a lot of people, but I do a lot of like traveling through dimensions as far as like using the mirror. And I always call it the mirror technique. So the mirror technique is where you're looking yourself directly, face to face, and it kind of puts you into a meditative state. um, but you really get inside of your soul and you're really just seeing what it is that you need to do. So sometimes it may come in the form of you talking. That's club energy. So you talking to yourself. So sometimes whoever's been around me, they're here. And was you saying something? I was like, oh no, I was just talking to myself real quick. Yeah, and then they just kind of walk off. Or sometimes, people are like, damn, brother, like you are over here sweating profusely. Yes, yes, yes. I'm having to let some of that weight off of me because like it's just the pool, I'm drowning in it. So I need to like let some of that water out. Or I may drink it, right? I always make sure to stay hydrated. And then I definitely always make sure to eat right. Always eat right. I tell you, I'm telling y'all, do not play. I know y'all be like, Coach, are you so hard? Do not play about your food.
Does
Like,
not
like I know people are like, damn man, you can't be like this. Come
nah, that brother does
to my
not.
house.
He does not play.
Come to my house. You'll smell it. It smells like herbs. Um, but that's the reality. And then I work out, man. There's a gym in the house. There's a whole gym. So people can come work out at the clinic. But the idea is that I do all these things in a balanced way. There's some months or 52 days that it's more stronger for me to do one element over the others, but I still do all of them. And so that's the awareness, and that's where we're getting with you know Brother Sydney with mastertheelements.com, where they can give you an actual reading of what's going to be like day to day, 7-day period, 13-day period, 52-day, yearly, 4 years, all that stuff. Because you need to know what that looks like. And so, and it will, and if you don't know what's going to happen, that's when the planets start crashing into each other, like Brother Symphony was breaking down. And then the spin orbit is off with each planet. And it causes that's where you got retrograde, you know?
The magic word everyone's afraid of.
But
Retrograde just means backwards spin, y'all.
that's it. You know what I mean? So it's just I do all those things, man. But my favorite technique is the mirror technique. Um, it's like you're literally falling into yourself. So I don't know if anyone's like seen like those movies where the person's looking at the mirror and then the actual image or whatever responds without them responding. So that's
Hmm.
exactly what I mean.
And again, this was very unplanned. That was a king of spades answer because again, that master unbreakable will, what he just explained, it's the king of spades is the last card in the deck. It's the highest card in the deck. So he just explained a masterful technique that you could take home and utilize for yourself. So, Dr. Dredd, I hope that helps out.
We got
It, Eight of clubs. So I saw 10 of hearts as far as their Mars card. So 10 of hearts, of course, and I'll read that. Anytime you see 10, I want y'all to think public.
Yep.
Um, so 10 of hearts, we have success and love, public affections, successful, intimate, social group relationships, transformative, abundant love. And then when we do daily readings, when we see this, we know could be a wedding going on, could be some kind of family gathering, just some type of intimate gathering. Dysfunctioning, relationship problems exposed in the public, destructive, intimate relationships. So for me, I'm always going to recommend any person that is a water element to drink water. Always drink water. That's the first thing I'm always recommend any water kind of energy in general. Drink some water. But of course, you want to be and my dad growing up. I used to watch a lot of Bruce Lee movies, so apologies here. But there's a famous quote that he always says: "Be like water."
My friends.
So you have to be like water. You have to be around it. You have to think like it. You have to move like it. Water should be your best friend. So for your Mars energy, literally, especially with it being a 10, I mean, you're gonna want to work with groups of people that you care about, of course, and that passion, because I'm sure there's a group of people that you care about, is gonna show, and it's gonna motivate you to want to do better. So get with a group of people that you don't mind working with, and that will get that action or that Mars energy activated instantly for you.
Yeah, and I think the other thing too, to couple with that, is that express the emotions that you may be suppressing.
Definitely.
Be transparent, or maybe be aware that maybe you might be a little bit too sensitive about your emotions. So the whole point is that you want to be transparent with the emotion and communicate whatever it is that you're feeling dealing with whenever you're dealing with people out in the public. That's that's important because if you don't express what needs to be expressed, oh, man, I wish I had a balloon. But anyway,
That's dominant. True. Yeah, yeah. Because at 8 of clubs, again, focus communication. So, like the brother's telling you, like you can't forget about your sun card with that club energy. So always express yourself. But again, like you maybe start a newsletter and have a very specific thing in the public that you want to put out there because of that 8 of clubs energy. So
exactly.
yeah. I
We got
saw Jack of
April. Yeah,
Diamonds.
Jack of Diamonds.
So
That one's what?
2 of spades.
Yeah, two of spades. The
Two of
frame card.
spades. So that's my character and key card. But best thing I could tell you, you are one that has to work with someone to get back motivated. And I'm not saying you have to, it's just the best suggestion to do. It's one thing that I can openly admit, and it's been hard over the years, but thanks to brother Kojo and brother Yogi in particular, that 2 of spades energy, it's all about working with someone or some people. And once you actually start doing that, you'll notice that, especially with that Jack of Diamonds, as I'm assuming that's going to be your birth card. Yeah, that is your birth card, actually. Especially with that Jack of Diamonds, you'll see that entrepreneur mindset or just thoughts, all the energy as far as being an entrepreneur will come about. But it's something that you have to do. You have to work with people. Uh, just find one good partner, and I promise you that that will make a difference in itself if you just have one. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I know you've shared a few stories with me, and just from those few stories that you shared, as far as the times you have partnered up with people, I've heard nothing but success. For those of y'all that don't know this sister, please get with her. She has like literally some great stories and probably the best green thumb in this world. So holla at this sister. I
Yeah,
hope that helps out.
and I think another thing to like kind of couple with that is that man, find what is that thing that you value the most. And I know what it is that you value, right? It's very public. Um, it's that garden. It's the agriculture. You
Oh,
value that the most. Like, I know that. You providing value to people.
oh
You're
yeah.
like, yeah, I could do that for you. Da da da. I mean, you'd have made me a whole soap, right? Soap line. So find that thing that's valuable to you, and then when you couple that with Brother Simi was saying, building that friendship with a particular person, y'all gonna get things done because y'all gonna be on the same page, and you're not gonna give too much of your passion away. You know what I mean? Y'all gonna be on the same wavelength. So, and I guess the same thing goes with this Jack of Diamonds right here.
Yeah. Yep. Same exact one.
So hopefully you heard what Brother Simi broke down. We definitely are not in the business of repeating. That's what the rewind button is for. But um, and then he said that this is his King of Clubs. Hey man, shoot, you need to be strategizing. You need
Yeah.
to,
The master strategist.
yeah, man, shoot. Um, Yogi said that joint was lit.
Hey, appreciate that, brother. So
We got
I looked up this person's card. There are three of diamonds, and with the three of diamonds energy, they have a seven of diamonds. Shout out to Brother Yogi. Seven of diamonds Mars card. So technically, not gonna lie to you, sounds very cliche. You need to get them cosmology readings to stay activated with making sure your magic money or the millionaire card is actually activated. I mean, seven is a spiritual number. So anytime you see any of the sevens come about, know that some form of cosmology is coming about. But with that magic money card, especially with your main card being that three of diamonds, you have to have utilize the cosmology readings or cosmology session or just the magic money that pops out and that creative mindset that you naturally have to bring about the money. I mean, you are innately one of the most creative cards and can make that wealth pop out of thin air. So, um, definitely seven of diamonds, three of diamonds main card. You got to make sure you're eating right. Hell, make sure you outside doing it. I don't know if you're into crystals, get a good crystal, but if that health ain't right, as far as what you're eating and putting in the body, you could feel not motivated. The three of diamonds probably is not shining as well as it could. And definitely how that brother Kojo, She Wave Clinic. I've taken literally a few of his products and they've helped me out in every aspect. I know I was buying that Rona Detox for the longest because I had to go in the office and I know I was around a lot of vaccinated people. Hey, Rona Detox. Like I was drinking it every day at that point because it was like none of y'all are gonna get in my system. So yeah, holla at the brother. You got the products.
that's real talk. What was the you ever like? There's like a trait that I think every diamond has. Like that's the birth card. Is they're very practical.
Oh man,
They're
oh man, I'm married to
so
one. I'm
practical.
married to one. I'm married to one.
They're like, yeah, I'm very realistic. I'm very practical, and I think this is the way that we should do it. And
Yep.
you're like, oh, man, we can see the bigger picture. That's that spade expansion. Like, well, we can see it. No, 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 no.
Wife is definitely an anchor, in a good way, of course. And she'll tell you I am a dreamer. I'm the biggest dreamer. And she'll tell me, babe, let's start here. Let's work with this first.
Right.
And then we'll get there. And I mean, for the longest, because we've been married a long time. This year will make year 6.
Hey.
Like, and from the beginning, because we've been dating since 2015. So this is our 10th year of dating. She's been telling me, hey, one step at a time. And, when I actually started listening, I've noticed the difference. So yes, like you said, every diamond is the same. And I mean, I work with diamonds. Everybody in my family is a diamond, and they all keep me level because if not, I would fly so much. Y'all think Kanye is bad? Is the reason I was a fan of Kanye for the longest. So,
Oh,
but
yes.
no, that's a good call out and point out because that practicality,
It's because they're grounded. You know what I mean? Like they're
yeah,
very grounded. So they're like, let's be practical about this.
yeah, yeah.
So says Dr. Dread, I do be
Oh,
thinking.
already,
Yeah,
already.
man. Yeah, it's healthy, bro. I just with the whole new
Hey,
sauce.
you got to see that picture,
Yeah, I seen it. I seen it. That mother was good. That salmon. Okay, I see.
brother. Does not play.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He a chef in the kitchen.
I mean, listen, man. I've been thinking about this for a while. We just gonna have to do. We're gonna have to do a cook off at the powwow. You know what I mean?
Might as
Like,
well. Might as well. I'll be a judge.
yeah, you know what I mean. So everybody can, if you can whip up a dish within like 30 minutes. I don't know. While other activities going on, then we come back and then Anyway, we could
We
we
can
could do
do
we could do a whole chef's kitchen or some shit like
Might as well. She kitchen. We'll come up with a clever name because
that. Yeah,
it's a lot of chefs out, especially in Hawaii.
yeah, yeah.
Just
So we
saying.
got we got to do something. So okay, salute. Word, thanks, brothers. You good? You welcome. Yes. Yeah. March 16th.
So I looked up this brother's card, and we came to a nine of clubs. So nine of clubs, universal knowledge, which I know this person has, but I want to read it verbatim. So, universal knowledge, formulating complete thoughts in speech, active communication, aggressive in completing writings, and intellectual debates. When things aren't functioning, could be fierce arguments, fiery endings to communication, and frustration in studying. And, I don't know if this is you or if this is somebody else, but I have heard from um, a nine of diamonds person that they do like a few fiery endings to communication, or when they're ending communication they'll let a person know in a heartbeat or put them in their place. But the debates, I know they love a good intellectual debate.
You
What
mean
I
like
would
clubs?
say, this March 16th person, we won't say who it is, but
Oh, okay. Yeah, gotcha.
but no, I the best suggestion, and I always got to give a suggestion as to how to get out of function and to get to, or out of dysfunction and get to function. Breathing techniques, writing it down. Once you have that plan written out and you've thought it out, spoke it maybe a few times to a few people, or maybe just to yourself in general. Next step is, all right, cool. Now that I got that Mars activated, I can get everything else activated. I may have another theory somewhere down the line, but I kind of want to play around with that, and maybe one. I just read his comment at the bottom. Oh man, but I kind of want to actually, and definitely. So with their nine of clubs, Mars, I'm looking at it. I see that their Venus is a jack of hearts, and then their Mercury is a five of spades. So after they've written down this idea, because they do have a lot of universal knowledge, and they've written it down, then that's when they take that entrepreneurial love and passion that they may have. That's the Venus energy, and then they can split it, their ideas, their multiple thoughts, and communication, and making it happen. Is that how I guess you could say? Because it's a working theory that I'm doing live, y'all. I'm just looking at this person's cards. Is that something you would say? A way that they would get that seven of diamonds truly? Because I know this person does that in already. I'm asking, is that something you see as you look at their cards?
We're gonna come back to that.
Okay.
Oh,
Because I see they mentioned they got to implement. Yep. So hey,
this is crazy.
when is the next cosmology class happening?
There's one going on currently right now.
Yeah.
Um, so as far as that goes, get with brother Bach. Um, he should have his class schedule. Because Chief is about to finish his, so definitely enroll in that. Hey, cook off. Yeah, let's do it. Fucking crazy. Yeah, I know you told me about that yesterday.
It's hilarious.
Great advice. Yeah, I mean, I think the I think the thing that people sleep on really is that breathing.
I know I did. I know I did. And actually, for those that are interested, we have a brother in the tribe. He actually has a great book, and I'm trying to finish it. But he actually wrote about the four elements and then different breathing techniques. Brother Basir, beautiful gem. Like when I just reading the first few chat, I was like, wow, I never would have. And I'm gonna put a lot of those into rotation just because I never knew about all those breathing techniques. I actually attended one of the classes with it was Sister Nia was basically doing, and I was just like, man, like that class, pretty awesome. So check out Brother Basir's book.
Yes, you still get the discount. But yes, check out the brother's book. I didn't. Does he have a link or something? That
Yeah, yeah, I'll find it and send it. But that book is awesome. Let me see if I can go find it while we on the call.
yeah, share it with the class. Um, what else, y'all? Birth card? If you don't, what else you want to know? Questions?
That's all I need.
Um, how y'all feeling about the like I said this Mars year? I mean, I know, like, man, y'all, I'm telling you, I've been wanting to talk about money for a long time, and I know y'all been seeing the
Oh,
money's been cooking.
coming soon.
I know y'all been seeing the money cooking, it just percolating. Just hopefully y'all been preparing and y'all done the things that we talk about in class, and then you start scaling back and pulling out. Said 214. Mm, that's
There
six of
go the
spades.
14.
That's six of spades, right?
So if it is a six of spades, which I'm sure it is, yep. So they're gonna be an eight of diamonds. And I'll read verbatim what that is. I literally found a link right when you gave me the birthday. Uh, So eight of diamonds. Again, anytime you hear eight, I want you to think focus, really getting stuff done. So this it says functioning fame card through money and values, status, power from wealth and assets, successful management of resources or things of value. When things are dysfunctioning, abuse of economic authority, obsession with money and power, stiffness in finances, mercenary, bad earned money karma, and poverty. So, best advice I can give, of course, with the six of spades, to get things activated. Again, we mentioned it earlier. Focus on what you're eating, and obviously, once you get grounded enough and focus on getting grounded, then that's when you can get back to balancing your work. Because as we know, that six of spades deals with balance work, or the justice card, as we like to say. But regardless of the fact, you want to watch what it is and focus on what you're grounding. So if it's that whole one thing at a time, you focusing on that one thing at a time will get you back balanced into what it is that you need to do.
You know, the other thing that I really think that I think people sleep on. So I know your Mars is an eight of diamonds, but like, you ever realize it is very difficult to melt a diamond with a lot of fire? You can't actually. It's very difficult. It has to be certain conditions. So there's no amount of fire you cannot apply to that eight of diamonds and
Mhm.
amplify it, and it won't melt. It can handle that type of heat. So turn that thing, turn the pressure, turn the heat,
Turn it up.
like turn the flames up, because that's the sun. That's the sun card. This is on the sun roll. Literally the sun. Anyway, I digress. I guess the next one is 3-2. That's
So
a eight
I got
of
a spades.
seven of spades, or is it? Yes, it is.
Eight of spades, and then I got their Queen of Diamonds as their Mars card. So of course, as we know, the Queen of Diamonds, that is the nurture finance. Let me read it. Woman of high value, possessions, regal woman of wealth, financial assistant, skilled manager, planner, wealth organizer was the word. Wealth organizer. I'll come back to that. Hold that thought, of course. And then dysfunctioning. You have gold digger, excessive spending, unappreciative of wealth, unchecked desire for possessions, fancy, expensive things. The reason I want to touch on that wealth organizer, we kind of touched on it earlier as far as like eating properly or even just being grounded. One thing about being grounded, you want to make sure that area is clean. So if you're eating slop or the whole, and I'm all going to get back to the point there, but the areas all rocky and just not evenly smooth and all that, you want to get things in order so that wealth organizer, and literally being the master of that, once you get your ducks in a row, as they like to say, and you're eating properly, things are well organized as far as like you got your feng shui together, because feng shui deals with energy and the space and all that, which still in a sense deals with grounding. Because I actually, my wife shared an article with me the other day, and it made perfect sense to me. But it was just talking about why Asian cultures do the whole leave your shoes at the door, which is still dealt with feng shui. But they even go as far as, for those that have a lot of guests or company that come through, they have these shoe racks. But even with the shoe racks, they cover the shoe racks. So the purpose of that is to keep that energy that you're carrying or bringing from outside to bring in the house. So when I mention the wealth organizing, literally going as far as something to that extent, just to make sure, again, as we mentioned earlier, that diamond stays shining. So I know I just went down a long road just to bring that up, but organization is big for a Queen of Diamonds. And if a Queen of Diamonds Mars card isn't right, then it's gonna be hard for that Eight of Spades to focus on getting work done. So
Yeah, and I think one thing that I think could probably just be helpful is that the value, what is valuable to you, have you organized the things that are valuable to you? And are you keeping those things organized, like you're saying, in a way that it's easily, you know, and then lastly, I think this is important, is how do you value you?
yeah, yeah,
Because like you could be, fired up about organizing everybody's wealth and blah blah blah, but what, like, how do you value you, and does that show? You ever seen somebody that like just refuses to iron their clothes and they walk outside and it's not like they don't have an iron. That's what I mean by like something that's very subtle. The subconscious mind picks it up. It's like, oh yeah, we don't even value us
Oh,
enough to iron.
but nowadays because of social media and just all that, that's the trend. Like, I mean, they see others, the cool ones doing that, and they're like, "Oh no, you gotta wrinkle it up and all that." Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
promise you this, brother Kojo wearing that shirt, if it was wrinkled, you would look at brother Kojo very differently right now. You would probably question what is going on.
Yeah.
And like you said, it is neatly ironed. It's a nice shirt, brother. I actually like the shirt, but literally, if he had a wrinkled shirt right now, I'm sure the comments would be very quiet right now.
Listen. Let me. I'm gonna show. I have to show this for context, like just so people know what I mean by wrinkly shirt. Like this shit is crazy. Like, and people walk outside with this. I'm like, damn, what a what a shame, right? What a shame because I'm like, man, look at this. This is how some people really be rolling outside.
Yeah.
Y'all
Yep.
see my screen? Let me zoom in. Look at this. This is how some people be rolling outside. I'm like, damn, man. Anyway, I digress. Don't walk outside with a wrinkly shirt. Hey.
Set designer. Oh, okay. So like as Devlin type work. I actually I'm again, you'll probably hear me say this time and time again. I'm into just all kinds of random stuff. But there's this documentary on Netflix, and it's called Design, and they just got a bunch of different designers, and um, I think it was Ez Devlin. They basically had the set designer on there, and I just thought that was probably the most interesting thing. But we got a lot of people that want to get into film, i.e., myself. So I'll probably be reaching out to your daughter one of these days, trying to get her eye, because as my wife likes to tell me, I gotta focus on one thing. So I would just hand that off to your daughter.
Obviously, drop a little couple of dollars.
Yep.
What else? What else you guys got? What is it? What else does the family got? What other questions y'all got? What other things y'all want to talk about? I'm not talking about money. So I saw the comment about XRP. Yes, it is. It is interesting right now. It's very interesting. That's not the only one that is interesting. So, what is this? Study styles, models, and organized into sets. Also found. Dope, 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 dope. Oh, you found the thing. It's right here. Okay.
Yeah, I thought I posted it, but for some reason it didn't work. So I figured I'd just share it with you. But that book, for those that are looking for different breathing techniques, especially to get your Mars going, Brother Basir wrote a book called The Four Elements of Healing Self Care. And when I tell you, there's a lot of great breathing techniques in there, and it's of each element. Check it out, y'all. I mean, after you get a cosmology reading, you can go reference that book, and I'm telling you, it is a lot of great breathing technique gems in there.
Dope, dope. It is in the chat, y'all. So it is in their family. What else? What else? When it comes to like Mars energy, it can be very, very potent in the sense of you're either moving forward or you're moving backwards.
Simple. And you don't want to move backwards.
Exactly. So pay attention. I'm gonna speak to the spades a little bit. Spades. I know when somebody rubs you the wrong way, says something weird, there's a fire in your gut, right? That's the same energy you are harnessing with dealing when you're dealing with Mars energy. It is that fire in your gut that you are harnessing to do action or many different actions with people, places, things, right? So that's really the feeling, right? And whether it be in the emotions, whether it be in your words, whether it be with your mind, whether it be with, you know, just your practicality of what you find valuable, what you don't find valuable, all that stuff. Like it's that, and you like, what this motherfucker say?
I know I do. Can't even lie.
Yeah. So, and really, you just take that energy and convert it into um, basically productive. That's really the key word: productive. Productive. In 2025, if there's one thing you did not get, productive. You could be busy doing work and it not be productive.
Is it effective?
Is it effective? Is it productive? You know, peace to the guys on IG. If y'all watching on IG, y'all know it's on the YouTube. But yeah, I, y'all ain't got no more questions. Y'all want to do speed Cosmo? Is this what we doing today? Peace, God. Yo,
if
holla at me, God.
if we're gonna do Speed Cosmo, one thing that because I know everyone likes it, and I don't really like to mention it with the Mars card, but it is true. If we're doing a Mars reading, I mean, and you have a Mars mutual with somebody, you could have great sex with the person. I mean, this is Thursday. It is a relationship day. And for those that are in good relationships, look at a Mars day to possibly have sex. Again, I tell people all the time, I look at my wife and I's club days to have our family meetings and stuff. But for those, if you want to know a good day to mate with your mate, look at each other's Mars day and Mars energy.
Mhm.
So that's also something. Just throwing that out there for people that may not know. Look at your mutual Mars. We don't like to lead with that, of course, but
Well, I mean, you know,
just letting people know. Just letting.
depending on the element, that is the lead, right? You know, give it a heart. You
Just
know,
just
that
letting
heart.
them know. Just letting them know. Who would Eight of Diamonds? So your Mars card, it's gonna be a Ace of Clubs, and as that Ace of Clubs, your main thing, of course, is gonna be communication, the deep breathing, and things of that nature. But let me go ahead and give you your like the card's definition verbatim. Desire for knowledge, knowledge of self, cosmology reading, cough, cough, ultimate knowledge, and new study. Dysfunctioning, keeping secrets, hogging information, extremely nosy. Who would my card be matched with? Got it. Makes sense. Apologies there. Well, uh, I mean, if we're just going off your birth card, you have two cards as far as like your Eight of Clubs and King of Hearts. But to know the other ones, you had to come and get that cosmology reading because there's two other cards that we would need that we can give you the other Mars mutuals. But off the rip, I mean, I could give you anybody that's a Eight of Clubs and King of Hearts.
All right, hold on. Thank you for that. Wrong one. Sorry. Just ordered that book. Appreciate the mention. Good, 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 good.
It's great. So definitely holler at us. 214.
Oh,
Uh,
oh, that's that spade, right?
yeah, I was gonna say I thought we did that.
We did. It was six of spades.
February 14th. Jack of Diamonds. That
Okay.
was a Jack of Diamonds, which was like you said, the two of spades, Mars.
Yeah.
So yeah. And just to reiterate, that's working with someone, so having a partner of some sort, and definitely, you know, working with that. partner of some sort to get that work done. You're more than likely 9 times out of 10, especially with that Jack of Diamonds energy, can get the work done better. So, as the entrepreneur spirit or energy, you can get work done a lot easier and better with someone.
Exactly. So hopefully that was helpful.
Unless they're trying to wonder who their mutual Mars is. Again, I threw that out there just to let y'all know, but to get a better understanding of who your mutual Mars are, you're gonna need a reading for that, just because there are other cards that influence that. Oh, yep. See,
Hey, did you put in the application for the Speed Cosmo show? That's all I'm gonna tell you. Did you
yeah.
put it in the application? Matter of fact, let's do that right now, everybody. Where do you go to put in an application for the Speed
And,
Cosmo
and
show?
sign up, because I'm telling you, brother Kojo and brother Yogi literally work. And I'm not gonna lie, I tell y'all all the time, Yogi, because I know you on here, and brother Kojo. Anywhere I can help out with that, let me know too. But Speed Cosmo, I mean, we're here to put healthy relationships together. So we're not just doing this to set up freak offs and the people to get booty, whatever you want to call it. Like, we are here to build healthy, functioning relationships. We mentioned the Mars, yes, to get assertive action things going, but there's other things that fall behind that, because you can't just live off of sex alone, unless, like, brother Kojo mentioned, depending on your card. But even with that, we know with those hearts, because again, I tell y'all this story every time I come up here. My son is a heart, 5 of hearts, and that connection, that bond with another, is very vital and important to those hearts. So I know
Uh,
I mentioned the sex part. Apologies. It's why we don't mention it. But at the end of the day, though it is a real thing,
well,
shameless plug, the power of sex.
I have to say this right,
Go ahead.
and I know y'all like, man. You listen. You see this right here, the Paris.
Yep. I see.
Yeah,
I
it's
mentioned
right here, right?
that
So
book.
here's the thing, right? I want a heart to come on here. If you gonna cap, right? Just I'm gonna call out all hearts. I want you to try and say you're okay without getting any type of intimacy. And I'm gonna look at you like you are not being honest with yourself. No, I'm serious. Like I've seen this before, and it
Yeah.
will frustrate a heart not getting it. Like just no intimacy, no signs of touching, or just like just human interaction. They will lose their mind, and if they don't show that they're losing their mind, it's because they're concealing it very well, and it's
They're in a
underneath the
drought.
pool.
They in a drought.
Drought. You ever seen an empty pool and how what it be looking like? It be having like stains on the
Hey, my
side.
community one, that's the complaint I've been putting in. Like, hey, y'all need to fix this. I get this, y'all cleaning it and blah blah blah, but that's an eyesore. Matter of fact, they're mad at my wife because at the community meeting, she had mentioned to get rid of the pool, and literally all the old folks went crazy, and it was just kind of like, but it's an eyesore. It's closed most of the time throughout the year. Like,
No, I'm God. I'm not exaggerating. The amount of counsel, and if I know that the person is a heart first, I will know instantaneously whether intimacy is happening or not because there's some level of frustration, and I'm like, and
it's a real.
it's a real thing.
I've dealt with a few hearts. Again, I have a heart as a son, and it's just like, all right, got my work cut out. So
Try not caring in front of a heart. See what happens. They're like, oh, really? You don't care? That's cool. On ice. and that'll be the end. It'll be ice, and you just
Yep.
nothing,
Yep.
whole turkey. So, just FYI.
And again, that book that Brother Kojo brought up, I know I mentioned it very briefly, but The Power of Sex, I've read the book at least 2 or 3 times, and I plan on reading it, probably 7 or 8 more times. Who knows? It's a great book, super informative, and I mean, I feel like, in all honesty, literally no cap, people complain and talk about sex ed. That book is sex ed wrapped up at its finest. Honestly, it's what needs to be taught out here. I know I plan on having a few courses or sessions at local community centers about it. I mean, it is a great book.
Yes, sir. I could not agree any further. What else y'all got tonight? Speak Cosmo Show. Put your application in. I always got to do this. But if you haven't gone to mastertheelements.com to book your session, let me show y'all. Hold on. I know y'all like, wait, do you really have to do? Yes, 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 I do. I have to do this so y'all can see. Because y'all be asking me, brother, what is his website? And I'm like, let me just show you so you know what it looked like, okay? I'm going to share my screen just so y'all know what it looked like, okay? This is where you go to book your session. Hold on, what's going on with this Brave browser? Every day I want to act up weird.
Hey, it's something new with these sites, but I don't know if we're out of that period yet.
Nah, it shouldn't even be doing that because like I just pulled up the website and it's talking about like error. I'm like,
Oh, okay.
it says privacy error, blah blah blah. You know, this is what I'm about to do. I'm about to do this, and I'm gonna make this a little bit easier for me. Clock error. It just can't seem to find it. So master, yep, there we go. Right here. Go to this website, mastertheelements.com. Okay. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to services, right? Now, the services, the different elements that you can book for. Okay.
And you can even have a conversation with me. I threw that up there. The fire conversations, as we call it, and we can discuss the reading. Most of those that you see there, I'm gonna just type an email and send it over. But honestly, if you just want to skip reading and you rather have that conversation, fire conversations, book it. I'll set a phone call with you and we can talk. Um, the website, as you can all probably tell, I'm very passionate about my entrepreneur business. Spent a lot of time into this website. So even after the people created it, I spent hours editing it myself, in all honesty. So go there, fill it out. I check my emails often. I'm probably gonna get back into writing. That's what the insights was. It was my attempt to blog. But yeah, I got 3 children. I didn't have time to blog, but now because I'm getting back in a better routine, my son's 4 months now. So because I'm getting that routine back, he's sleeping better. Probably gonna get back into it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you know where you need to go. Um, what else would y'all like to know tonight? Um, okay. Since I'm just taking shots at everybody today. You ever seen you ever seen a club not speak and see what happens? Like they're holding in what they really want to say, and it's like they about to pass out because they're like, I need to say what I need to say, otherwise I'm about to blow this gasket.
When
Club,
I say I know too many clubs,
man. and they be going through the oxygen tank quick because they holding in breathing. They holding in their breath, and I'm like, yo, just adjust
Breathe,
the nozzle,
breathe,
breathe,
breathe. Right here.
say what
Breathe.
you need to say.
I know one in particular. I know I've probably shouted her out or gave mention to her before, but she literally is a nervous wreck, and I'm always reminding her, "Hey, go do your breathing techniques before this meeting, cause you and that nervousness, we're not dealing with it right now." And when I tell you, she tells me all the time she feels better after doing it. I'm like, I know you're a club. I knew it would help.
Exactly, exactly. So, moral of the story: breathe, yeah, breathe, clubs. Um, you ever see a diamond be cheap and broke at the same time?
Never, not the broke part.
Well, it comes. It's three words I use to describe, and they're all forms of dysfunction: cheap, broke, stingy. Right? They're
Woo!
all forms of dysfunction, and it comes in different ways of how it's presented itself.
It does.
And literally, it just boils down to scarcity. So that's really what I'm summarizing. You ever seen a diamond that was so scared to invest in themselves that they were not willing to take a risk on them? And that's what I mean by like all those words: broke, cheap, stingy.
Gotta let
Diamonds,
that diamond shine.
gotta let it shine. See some value. Believe in you enough to value you to take a risk on you, a calculated risk.
And we said it last week. Currency is energy, and in order for a current to stay current, it has to flow.
That's the fun.
Money is always moving.
I know y'all like. I always got money's lying around somewhere. Here, I know you're like, man, ain't that quarters, brother Kojo? Yes, it's quarters, but it's money. Let it flow, y'all. You ever seen? This is my last thing. I'm gonna let y'all go. You ever seen a spade just give up on themselves? They ain't got nothing left to give. They just gassed out, or they about to crash out.
It's one or the other.
One or the other. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done messing. I'm done picking on the elements. So mastertheelements.com. That's where y'all need to go. What other questions y'all got, family? We are here to answer them. And if there's nothing tonight, oh, you welcome. You welcome. You welcome.
We
You welcome.
appreciate your time and energy that you pour back into us. Provided with some great questions.
That's it. Well, do you have anything else to add? Because I'm about to do what I'm about to do.
I mean, I will give a heads up. For those that haven't got their tickets, there's only 8 tickets left for the cacao experience here in Houston. So go get your tickets because I didn't think it would sell out as fast as it has, but it has. So get your tickets.
Get your tickets. Get your tickets. It's gonna be in Houston, the cacao ceremony, y'all. Y'all have any questions? Oh Lord. All right. I know. I know. Well, either way, we appreciate y'all's time and attention for class today. If there was something here that was helpful, please reach out to the professor, Dr. Simney over here in the building, cooking over here in the kitchen and cosmology with the Mars Energy. Reach out to the brother, mastertheelements.com. If you don't know what that looks like, it looks like this. And we'll be here next week for class. I know y'all like me. I'm tired of relationships. You cannot be tired of relationships because listen, this is the last thing I'm telling y'all. Either your relationship's gonna help you grow and be successful, or it's gonna make you miserable and lonely, or just defeated. And I hate to see anybody in those type of predicaments. So who you about to mate with really matters because it's either gonna be your heaven or your hell. And listen, I'm not interested in hell. or this fabricated hell, whatever they
Far
describe
from it.
it, right?
Far.
I'm only interested in peace, harmony. That's really it. So I want everybody to do the same. I know you're like, you can't tell me what to do, Coach Joe. You can't tell me what to do, Simney. I'm not trying to tell you.
Yeah,
Um,
our community is thriving over here.
so we love y'all. Appreciate y'all's time and attention. If we said something that was offensive, many apologies in advance. We're only here to just share and elevate the community. That's it. Anything else you want to add, God?
Hey, we all about helping y'all. So, like you said, hit up one of those cosmologists, masterelements.com. We here.
We're here. We're gonna see y'all next week. Peace, family. Gonna close down.